Hello, this is Stacy Simmons, and the first thought that came to me when we were going to do our Baroque blog was this.
And as I always say, if it's not Baroque, don't fix it.
So I hope you enjoyed that, as I thought it was something that I grew up with, and it was the first thing I remembered about the Baroque period was from Beauty and the Beast and the clock, talking about the Baroque period in the castle. So the artist that I decided to focus on is Frans Hals, which I'm probably saying it wrong. It's probably Franz. And he was born between 1580 and 1582. I think there's a couple conflicting dates that I got, but he was born in Antwerp. And Hal's family immigrated from the Spanish Netherlands to Haarlem in 1585. That was the year of the fall of Antwerp, and he lived the remainder of his life there. Um, he sold paintings for a few pounds or shillings. He was not unpopular, but he was not super popular. He did a lot of portrait paintings, and he was really didn't make a lot of money. And part of the reason I'm sure he didn't make a lot of money is because that he had 10 children to take care of, two from his wife, and then after that they had eight. Um, so in addition to painting, he was also an art dealer and restorer. And he had a lot of demand throughout his life for his work. But he was a painter that came out of style, and by the end of his life, he wasn't selling very many paintings, and he basically went bankrupt. So he did have financial difficulty throughout his life. He died in 1666 and was buried in St. Bavo Church. So the piece that I decided to focus on was the singing boy with flute made in 1623. I think the reason that I focused on this was because I just love his expression. And you don't know if he's played so much that he wants to stop or, hey, wait, I want to play one more song, calm down. So I like the way that he made specifically the faces of the paintings that he focused on. Hals did a number of portraits. Like I said, he was known for them. And I think it's because he almost gets this quirky faces, and I'll show you a couple other examples, but I think this one specifically is a young boy who is just happy doing what he does, and he caught the moment, which I think is pretty important as far as what this painter did, because what I've read about him is that he was a happy, lively person. He was throughout his life, he was plagued with, financial difficulties, and he there was rumors about spousal abuse. There was a number of things that were going on in his life, but he seemed to be able to capture from people the inner, just little glimpses of what they're really feeling in the facial expressions that he's done. So this is a beautiful portrait of the singing boy with flute, and I'm gonna show you another one that I thought was interesting. The buffoon playing a lute. And as you can see right here, Halls did it again. He caught this quirky sideways glance. It's almost like one of those still shots of, one of your friends laughing, but he did it in painting, and I thought that was cool. And I'm going to show you one more, which he's known for, Babel, Madame Babel. And this was done, I think it was either a folklore or a woman. Actually, it was a woman who was a mad woman. And he really caught this scarily, eerie expression that she has of kind of being happy, but maybe being angry. And that was another reason, this is another expression of his being able to catch those little still shots of people with their expressions that they don't maybe give to everybody all the time, like a still shot of your friend laughing. Frans Hals was known for his portrait painting, and he went through his life with ups and downs. He had to work a number of jobs. He couldn't just be a painter. And I think that so his lack of wealth and his depiction of everyday life and his portrait painting was a testament to the rise of merchant classes, because during that time the merchant class could acquire art that they might have not been able to before. So his art was a lot cheaper, and he was painting a lot of people, portraits. And then he also had to work a number of jobs. He couldn't just be a painter. So I think that had to do with the rise of the merchant class. Although he was not very popular during his days, or he fell in and out of popularity, it was later on that that some of his work was recognized. And I think one specific thing that I had read about him was he had done a lot of portrait painting for about 20 years. The I think it's 1620 to 1640. And then in 1641, his tones of his paintings had changed, and they don't know if it was started to become darker tones. And some people thought about that it could have been um, his mental state at that time, or it could have been that he couldn't afford the bright colors that he had done before. So I thought that was an interesting thought about this. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation to you today for our Baroque blog assignment, and good luck with yours. Thank you.